media is this? So that's pretty cool. But you didn't know about this story until I brought it up to you for the first time?
No. I'd seen the video like a couple days ago, but
Mm.
I didn't know who. I saw the video and I was like, "What the hell is this?" But
And
I didn't know. I'd never heard of them before. I'd
yeah,
never
me
heard of
neither.
her. I didn't, so I didn't know anything about the band until until this story. I'm sure this is good. I'm sure they're getting a lot more fame than they had before.
Yeah.
If nothing else. She did. I don't know if did you watch her apology video?
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna read it and go over that. That was the update that I wanted to talk about. I talked about it briefly on social media. I uploaded it here on the channel and everything as its own video, and but I never really talked about it. Like I didn't talk about it yesterday, for example, on the live show. So this is the first time I'm really like diving into it. And I'll bring that up. So yeah, just like Jameson said, that there was a follow up. I could try to pull up. I don't want to disrupt what's going on here. But I have it saved on my phone real quick. There was an apology that she gave. I'll read it out real quick. So if you don't know, the lead singer of the band is it Sophia? Urista, and this was her official apology or a statement or a response. Let's. I don't know if it's an apology. Let me see for the first time. I'm gonna read it for the first time here. It goes, "Hey everyone, I wanted to speak on my performance at Rockville Metal Festival in Daytona." Urista wrote in an Instagram post Tuesday, "I have always pushed the limits in music and on stage." And she was pushing. That night, I pushed the limit too far.
High pressure.
Oh man, I'll get into that later. I love my family, the band, and the fans more than anything, and I know that some were hurt or offended by what I did. I apologize to them and want them to know that I didn't mean to hurt them. I am not a shock artist. I always want to put the music first. I'm grateful for all of your continued love and support. Like, hey, look, dude. If like when I saw that, I immediately thought shock artist. I'm like, I mean, at the end of the day, even if she doesn't feel like she is one, if this was just a one-time thing or just a spur of the moment kind of thing, the bell can't be unrung. And I'm sorry, I feel like for the rest of her career or the band's career, whenever it's brought up about brass against, it's always going to be this situation first. What about you?
Oh yeah. They're gonna be known as, oh, you're that band that peed on the fan.
The band that peed on
I
the
mean,
fan?
because like I said, I didn't know anything about them before.
Right.
I mean, maybe they have a big following. Me personally, I'd never heard of them, and I think from the stuff I listened to, they had like a Tool cover. I don't know if the song they were playing at the time was a cover or their own original. To me, it sounded like a Rage Against the Machine kind of thing, but with trumpets. So I think that's kind of their thing. But I mean, there's not like too many super famous cover bands
Yeah.
out there. So I mean, I think, like I said, if nothing else, this
Do
is
you
gonna
know
get
any?
them.
Do you know any cover bands? Like, what's your favorite cover band that's out there?
I mean, I don't have one.
I got one, and I'm surprised. It was. Was it that was one of those? Wasn't it SNL movie? What's his name? Will Ferrell movies. The one where he. It was at a wedding. He was dancing. It was a band called. Because it was so funny. I looked them up. It was a wedding singing a scene where they were dancing at a wedding, and the band was they was called the Dan Band, and
it was an actual band.
They hired a real band.
Oh, okay,
and the guy, I forgot the actor that hired him or the producer that hired him. He saw them it was a legit situation. The Dan Band was at a wedding. They were playing at a wedding, and a producer was there or a writer there or something like that. And he went up to the leader, the leader of the group, Dan, I guess, and he says, "Why did you curse on that song? That the song was, that song goes, turn around every now and then I get a little excited, and then I see that fucking look in your eyes." And he's like, "Why did you do that?" And he's like, and his legit answer was, "I don't know. It's not that something I plan to do, but when I'm feeling it, I just do it." It's just, and the dude loved it so much.
Artist, right?
But for real, and he loved it so much, he got put in a couple of movies. Even a movie that an actor that we're about to talk about later starred in. I said it was Starsky and Hutch. He was in that as well. He was in a couple. The Dan Band was in a couple of movies, but that's what they're known for. They do a lot of live shows, and they wanted them to sing those songs, and all the songs that they sing that don't have explicit lyrics. They wait for him to throw all that F-bomb or whatever, that pop, and it's dude. Go look up the Dan Band. It is hilarious, and they're good. And that's not just about the shock value. They are good. And they got famous for the right reasons because they're a legit band, but they were also funny, and they're good humored guys. And they got popular for like quote unquote the right reason, even though they were cursing, but still kind of for the right reasons. But like we were saying earlier, this is gonna stick for the wrong reasons. And I looked her up. What do you think about like their talent? Like did you watch the video of them, right?
I didn't see enough of them. I mean, they seem talented enough.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't have a favorite cover band, but I like cover bands. There's a lot of really good ones. And I love when I go somewhere and I see someone who can, even if it's just karaoke and you got someone who can nail it. It's not their song, but they're making it their song.
Yeah, we went to a karaoke event one time before, didn't we? Was that you? Was that you interrupting me while I was trying to sing? Or was it somebody else? I remember I was singing a Maroon 5 song, and somebody was trying to put money in my G string. I think that was you, if I remember correctly. I don't know. It was so hazy.
Sounds like something I would do. But the thing that disappointed me about this is the fact that she issued an apology.
Right. It's not rock and roll.
Yeah, because right before this, I was brushing up on my Tommy Lee stuff, and I mean, you think about like the old rock and roll bands like Motley Crue, Led Zeppelin, like any of the AC/DC, just like
right.
Ozzy Osbourne. Like, did Ozzy Osbourne ever apologize for any of the shit he did?
Yeah, would Courtney Love have apologized? No.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why you respected them, because it's almost like a guy who does gangster rap, right? And then you find out he's not really from the hood. He loses some of that street.
Yeah, if he's claiming all that, he could lose more than that. He could lose his life.
He's rapping about
like shit that he doesn't know anything about,
yeah,
right?
And it's like, he's not hard. He's never shot anybody, And then like rock and roll's the same thing. It's like these guys, if they're singing about rocking and partying and all this stuff, and they're not really, really doing that stuff, then it's like, okay, they're kind of posers, So it's like she does something on stage that's like, oh shit, this is hardcore. Like she's
like, is this going to be a thing? Do I need tickets? Yeah. Do I need tickets?
Yeah, no, and so, but then afterwards she issued an apology video. I'm like, that's stupid. Just own it. Just own like be rock and roll and own it. Like it's not like she went out and sexually assaulted somebody, right? Like
I mean,
the dude obviously
they were into it, and then and that you bring up a good point, because that harps on like a lot of things that used to happen. Like I forgot what artist it was. Maybe it was R. Kelly. I don't know. Maybe it was Usher. One of them. It was an artist that got in trouble a couple years ago because one of the things that they would do, maybe it was R. Kelly, like they would bring a lady up on stage to like do like a duet, like a sex sing to her to I'm sorry, I got the logo going again. They would sing to her while, and since it was like a sexual song, like they would do like a sit her down on a chair and like do a striptease kind of a thing while singing to her and stuff. But then one time that one of the girls that got that show turned out to be like 15 or 16 years old and stuff like this. So like you're not thinking about it in the moment. Let's get a lady up on stage and I'm going to sing to you and I'm going to dance and freak on you and all this stuff, singing all this stuff.
But we need to see your ID.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to stop and do that in the moment. Right. And then it just, but the second it happened, that was like, I'm pretty sure now it's like, are you a consenting adult? Will you sign all these NDAs and all that stuff? Right. And I'm sure it's going to go down like that. But it's like,
I mean, but that guy was clearly not a teenager.
Right. Oh yeah, clearly.
If he is, he's got some.
That's a Scooby-Doo mask or something, dude.
Some scientific study should be done on him.
But it brought that. I brought that point up. Like if that was I think I brought it up a little bit yesterday when I talked about it briefly. If that was a man and did that to a fan,
peeing on
it wouldn't have mattered. if it was she would have been like a 99 years old. It'd be like, oh, that's assault. That's disgust. I mean, we would be having a totally different response. It would be a totally different response. Yeah, of course.
Which is kind of. But I mean, but here's the thing. Nowadays, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if that happened back in the 70s or 80s,
the church would have came out.
Well, no, I mean,
but it would have been rock and roll.
Yeah, that's fucking metal. Yeah,
that's metal, dude. Like, who doesn't pee on somebody, man? Yeah. I mean, you come to the party, you get a little tinkle. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not pee? Like,
yeah. So I was personally disappointed that she
apologized.
I'm like, just own it. Just be like if you're gonna cover, if you want to be rock and roll like that, be rock and roll, man. Like
go for it. Own it. Like, okay, so right here on this article from on Yahoo Entertainment, the post. Let's see. Let me go to the next paragraph. The old adage, "There's no such thing as bad press," apparently doesn't apply when you intentionally urinate on a fan's face in the middle of a festival performance. At least that seems to be the case for Brass Against.
And nobody's ever gonna forget this concert. It's gonna be like, man, were you there at that concert? Like,
I can feel it now. Oh, it reminds me of what was that? Of American Pie when Stifler thought that he was getting champagne poured on him. I can taste the bubbles. Oh God, it was like, that's what it reminds me of, dude. Like, oh my God, he didn't know he was getting his head peed on. He goes, at least it seems to be the case for Brass Against and their singer Sophia Urista, who on Tuesday night issued yet another apology because the day after it happened, an apology came from like the band's official account, and I thought that was and I thought that was enough. The band gave an official apology saying like we're sorry that this happened. This wasn't planned. It was and we guarantee you that it will never happen again. And I thought that would be enough. Okay, you didn't own it. You're getting pushback from it. Maybe the pushback was scaring you, and you don't want this to be on the band on the brand. So the brand issues an apology, but now it's an apology after an apology. Now it's like, I think they're starting to feel the hurt. Maybe they lost gigs. Maybe they lost.
Yeah, they already got banned from the NASCAR thing, and so yeah, it's. I mean, this is just. Honestly, I just think this is some corporate America bullshit. Like where you know the corporation, you get the hurt from you get the people, you know, crying, oh, I'm offended on the bottom, and then the corporations are like, oh, we can't take any risks, so we got to have everybody blah blah blah. You know, they're gonna try and make everybody live like they're in the military, and be like, well, we can't have any, you know, nothing that offends anybody, and I'm sure the people that we're gonna cancel all these shows instead of being like, you know.
Yeah,
like this is probably getting them more fans. They're probably going to be more famous out.
I know who she is now.
Yeah, so like just basic. If you want to be just a basic capitalist society, supply and demand, their demand has probably gone up, right? But now they got to issue apologies and all this stuff because, you know, the corporations and the venues and stuff are going to be like, oh well, you know, we have to, you know, whatever. Yeah,
but I'll push back on that. I'll get you. I'll use your same argument. Let's go back and forth on the court in the courtroom real quick. Let's what I like to call the judgment of character. The judgment of characters. That's an upcoming skit that's coming to the channel. I've done it once on TikTok, but I'm gonna do more of that. So let's put Sophia on the stand real quick. So I'm gonna push back against that a little bit with your argument with this capitalistic society. Isn't it a capitalistic thing, and the true definition of capitalism that the other sponsors have to protect themselves? Hey, yeah, like this is not what our customers are signing up for when they see that we sponsoring this. They signed up to see us sponsoring and co-signing a rock show where the agreement was you get up on stage, you sing your song, everybody's having a great time, you put on a good show, and then all of a sudden Coca-Cola's like, remember to drink Coca-Cola. Now Coca-Cola wouldn't want to be like, hey, this soft drink endorses this artist. You know, here's the bad thing about it. That same guy, there's another picture, and it's on my Twitter account. There's another picture of him or video of him before he got up on stage. He had an empty soda can glued to his forehead for whatever reason. Like, was this a gimmick? Was this planned?
Well, that was the guy they invited up, right?
Yeah, that was the guy. Like, so imagine being.
I have no idea what that's about.
Imagine being a soft drink company that was one of the sponsors, and one of the artists urinates in the mouth Like it's just gonna be related to drinking. So it's like you would if you owned that company, you wouldn't, and you started feeling the backlash coming against you, even though Brass Against His fame is going up now. But your company for being a sponsor is starting to get dinged. You would probably pull a sponsorship too. I'm just saying. That's just how that.
I get why they do it, but at the same time, a lot of the best art we have had has been, pushing against these systems and these corporations and these big business and everything, and they're, those are some of the true classics.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff out of the 60s and 70s, and that stuff's better than a lot of the stuff coming out today, because everything now, a lot of it's just watered down in a lot of ways. It's very sensitive, and so an artist does, a rock and roll band does get up there and does something shocking, but not like illegal. It's not like anything like against the laws. I mean, other than maybe public indecency, but she's not gonna actually get charged with that.
Oh yeah, of course not. Of course, yeah. I mean, if they wanted to be petty, yeah, maybe public urination could have been the charge or something like that. But
they could have maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably. It's such a stupid thing.
Yeah, but I mean that's just my thing. It's like there's.
There's bigger crimes in the world to go, and let's be honest. The people like the sponsors and stuff that are getting all squeamish about it, half of them were probably in on it, or not in on it. I mean, into it. They were like, dude, if you ask off camera in private or maybe in public, I don't give a damn. Sometimes did you dig it? Asking Chris Fagan, yeah, but as the face of talking through the media is. Because I can't risk, the brand, right? But I'll talk about it on the show because it's entertainment news. It's what people are talking about. And real quick before I move on to the next topic, at least on social media, Urista's antics have been well received by fans. So overall, she's been getting a positive pushback. Your band should be thanking you. You'll get the attention your band deserves because the music is fantastic, wrote one Twitter user. You do you. Artistic expression should not have to be apologized for. If anyone has a problem, they need to reassess where they are in life and perhaps find something real to be offended by. I mean, it goes with that same topic about like sex workers and things like that. Like we're punishing people and stuff for like we all pee. I know we don't all pee outside in public, but I mean, there's a group of people that are into it. Like I see that on TikTok all the time. There's an ongoing trend or a joke, or maybe it's not a trend, but I've seen it a couple times where. Like one person would, like a lady would do a video where she was like implying that she was in the shower with her husband or boyfriend or whatever, and they and he just went in the shower while they were there together. And at first she's shocked, and then all of a second later she's like, I guess I'm into that. like that stuff.
Like that turned her off.
Oh yeah, it turned out like that was the joke. Like that was the joke at the end of the TikTok. So there's an audience for it. It's
definitely a fetish.
Yeah, it's out there.
For a while, but
yeah, so like you said, you do you, Brass. I mean, hey, like I said, I know who you are now, and I can concur. She's a good singer.
Yeah. If she had done this and they were just like a shitty band, then it'd be like, okay. But the fact that they're a talented band, and she did something crazy on stage, for me, I'm like, that's cool right there. Could have left the story at that. And,
did we lose your camera?
Might have turned off.
There you go.
But then, but the fact that she issued the apology, to me, that makes her seem weak. Like she's not as rock and roll as she,
as it came off. Because hey, like I said, I felt maybe the official one-time apology was enough for the fans, but maybe we don't know what we don't know. Maybe there's if they're losing gigs, maybe it's time for damage control. But I feel like it's going to be a temporary hit. If the fans are digging it, or if she's getting more fans, then go underground for a little while. You might get some offers, some gigs of some sketchy situations that you might not be comfortable with for a couple of years. But I feel like after they get over this hurdle, I think this is going to be no issue for. I think they'll be fine in the future. Oh, yeah. But they're definitely going to get some invitations to some sketchy places.
Make them stronger. Yeah.
I need you to do what you did on the Rockfest. In my private show, like how many people are going to be there? Just me and my cousin.
You're going to start playing a lot of shows in Dubai.
They're about to clean up.
private parties.
All right, guys. Let us know what you guys think about that whole thing. If you become a fan of the infamous, I guess instead of calling them golden showers, maybe we should call them brass showers. Brass against. And, let us just share your thoughts below, and maybe we'll talk about it some other time. Outstanding, guys, and appreciate it once again. And until next time, hey, have a good one.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want.
Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Yo. Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy